Hello. Hopefully this is working. Oh yeah, it says live 9 seconds. That's always good. Looks like there's a few people here already. Am I on the right one? Okay, comments already. Bella, how's everybody doing tonight? Anyway, hopefully this is working properly. Just thought I'd jump on, say hello, see what everybody's been up to. Generally moan about the weather and the fact that I look as though I've got a black eye because I've got some kind of weird, try not to freak out with my weird lazy looking eye. Hope everybody's doing okay. Can everybody, is this actually working properly? Hello, Barb Ridings. I can see now, that's good. Robert Amity, hello. You bought haggis, it was a good item. Did you get proper haggis? You're in the States, aren't you? As in, does it have proper sheep lungs in it? You love the hoodie, Barb. So this is actually the old version of the hoodie. There's a newer version of the hoodie out now. I know it wasn't even live, but the newer version's got like a smaller kind of madcap tartan thing on it. But this one can easily be brought back. Hello from Texas. Hello Caroline Parker. Hello Anna Holyfield. Hello Jack, James and Sophie, first of all, before I get before I miss out my own kids. Satch Papa, you can hear just fine. Good stuff. Beth O'Toole, hello. From Ohio, more death and religion. No real death and religion tonight, I don't suppose, but more on the way, which I'll tell you about. Working well, good stuff. Good stuff. So I thought I'd jump on, say hello, see what everybody else has been up to, and tell you what I've been up to, and remind you about the merch competition. So if you've probably seen the post already that I chucked up, but basically we've launched merch, which is, as you can see the link actually on YouTube or on the other big social media streaming platform, which I won't mention on here just in case it picks up. But yeah, you can basically see that stuff. And just to kind of kick that off and just to celebrate kicking it off, we're giving some stuff away. So you can obviously have the likes of this hoodie, although it is a newer version of the hoodie, likes of this kind of hat, likes of this hat as well. Although that's actually my son's hat, so if I give that away, I think I might be in trouble. But yeah, so I just thought I'd kind of jump on and remind you about that. So it is your chance to kind of win something. All you actually have to do is share the actual post itself, and then comment on the original post and just say shared and that, and tell me what you want. Do you want a hoodie? Do you want a t-shirt? Do you want a hat? Do you want something I'm not already doing? One thing that we have started doing, and actually my cousin's got the first one of these, is clan t-shirts. So we're taking, the kind of clan sigils, the kind of round badge things that look slightly like belts. My cousin Duncan McDonald is one of the first people that ever got one. I did a Clan Donald one. So if you saw the Glencoe one I did, I felt like maybe after what happened at Glencoe, they probably deserved to have the first one done. So we've been kind of doing things, not just me, also my wife Caroline's been kind of designing things as well. So bit of fun actually, kind of knocking up t-shirts and things. It's not something I'm used to doing, but it's been fun to do. What's everyone saying? Kimberly the Gamer, love the merch, good stuff. Missouri. I bet it's warmer in Missouri than it is here. I might be wrong though. What's the temperature like in Missouri? Monabale, hello. Pamela Quirk, Cameron Gibson, Monica Bastian, Barb Riding, Stephen Oren, hello. Wen Tillman, hello. Only 2 minutes late, I wouldn't worry about it. You probably just missed me waffling for 2 minutes. This is on a stand, so hopefully you can hear me okay, because I'm just kind of, the microphone's a little bit further away. I've been having microphone drama today. The weirdest thing happened. I was filming a video about porridge, I've only got kind of halfway through filming it because I keep getting interference on my microphone and I don't know what it is. I think it might be my doorbell, weirdly. It's a kind of Bluetooth doorbell. And when we did the video about shortbread last week, I had to cut out some of the audio track because I kept hearing the doorbell ringing on the actual audio, which is really weird because there was no doorbell ringing at the time, so it seems like the signal's coming through from a doorbell, so I'm going to have to take that off and take the battery out of it. Not very good with the tech. Mark McGraw, author. Hello from Oklahoma, children's book author. That's quite a good thing to be able to do. I've always wanted. I've written a couple of books myself, but I've always wanted to write a kids book just so I could read it to my own kids. Although they're kind of getting a little bit old for that now, apart from maybe one of them. Mickey Jackson, hello from Utah. I bet you the temperature's warm in Utah. I'm just fantasizing about warm places. Winnipeg, Canada, probably not that warm. Clan McRae. Will they make good Christmas gifts? They might. Can you get any clan? I can, yeah, basically all we need to do is kind of design just actually get the badge and print it on pretty much. How's my brother? Which brother, Robert Amity? Which one? Do you mean the Hoof GP or the sculptor, James Parker sculptor? I should drop that in there. Got two of them, and they're both very talented in different ways. Satch Papa, my mum's middle name was McAtee. I think it's in the 40s right now, Fahrenheit. I don't know what that would be. It's probably still quite cold, actually. Gavin Dinsdale, Glen Cove video was awesome, and the whole scenery in the area was so beautiful when we were there a few weeks ago. It really is. I kind of caught myself looking at it, wondering how I managed to get there. Feeling quite lucky when you're in a place like that, especially. One thing you should always do if you go to these places is talk to the people that work in the visitor centre, because they'll tell you where to go. Well, hopefully not in a bad way. I didn't know where to go to film, and I asked the lady that worked in the coffee shop where she would go if she was making a YouTube video about the Glencoe massacre. And I said I was going to go to the Wee White House, which is a kind of a climbing house. It's like a bothy, I think, that people can stay in, as far as I'm aware. But it's quite iconic. There's a little house against like a big kind of mountain in the background. And it's always popping up on Instagram, and it's I wanted to get in the video, but she basically said, do you want to film people or do you want to film scenery? Because if you want to go to the Wee White House, you're going to wind up filming scenery, wind up filming people rather. So she told me to go to this. There's a lay-by just up past if you know Glencoe at all, there's the meeting of the three waters, and you drive up past that. There's a little lay-by on your left hand side, and you jump over a kind of a stream, and before you know where you are, you're on an old military road that was built by, I believe, General Wade, although I might be wrong about that, but it kind of takes you up over the top of the road, so you're kind of where Glencoe opens up. You would normally drive around the corner and you can't stop and take a photo, but you can actually walk to the top. That was amazing. So always talk to the lady that works in the coffee shop, because she knows everything. Speaking as someone whose mum is the lady that owns the coffee shop. Not the Glencoe coffee shop though. Barbara Edens, you can hear me good. That's good. Reba Gibbons, good evening. Hello from Arkansas. Thank you very much. Stephen Oren, you could write a children's book, but it probably wouldn't be on purpose. Yeah, I know what you mean, actually. I think I think some of my books may inadvertently be children's books. I think some of my videos may inadvertently be children's videos. I've been accused of that in the past. Bethel, at least your garage door isn't going up and down from the Bluetooth. No, my garage door isn't that tech savvy at all. It's really just one of those ones that you stick a key in it and turn the handle and just pull it, and hope that you don't take the front off the car, because I have the shortest driveway in the world. Trini Wan, warm hello from Arkansas. Lots of sun today and perfect weather to enjoy outdoors. That sounds good. I've been stuck inside all day and it's still freezing. ZXRGal, Good afternoon from California, but it's warm there too. Hoof GP Robert Amity, yeah, he's doing fine as far as I'm aware. He may be watching this, I'm not sure. Hello Graham if you're out there. I know James is probably watching this, so hello James, hello Lewis and Emma as well. Thanks so much for the lovely informative videos. Not at all. Thanks for watching them. Beth O'Toole, Irish clans too or just Scottish? If mainly Scottish ones, but I mean if there's a badge and if it's something that people want, then yeah, I can easily put that together, I would say. It's just a case of kind of designing them. One way we kind of wanted to go with it was designing it like a metal t-shirt where you have a kind of what would be the best description of it? Kind of slightly gothic looking, with a kind of black t-shirt. But the ones we've got at the moment are quite simple versions of the actual clan badges. But if there is a clan badge, it's easy enough to kind of draw it and put it on a t-shirt, I suppose. Sabi, hello. Robert Amity, like the story on the clan massacre. Thank you very much. 32 degrees Fahrenheit in central Utah. What do I think of the Edinburgh Christmas market? I don't really go to the Edinburgh Christmas market because I'm from here. Well, I'm not from here originally. I'm from Dumfries and Galloway, but because I live here, I don't really go there that much. It gets more and more crowded every year. So if you've got young kids, it's probably they love to go and kind of go on the slide. And I think they went on a kind of carousel last time we were there. And it's nice to go maybe once in the kind of season. It's a bit early for me. I've got this thing where I don't really like to get too Christmassy until the 1st of December. But the minute the 1st of December hits, I'm all up for it. It's just until that point, I'm a bit of a Grinch, to be honest. I just like to kind of delay it until you actually get to the 1st of December. It gets earlier every year just because I've got children. I did actually, I was really ill the other week, and got a bit of a dodgy stomach, some kind of weird 24-hour bug thing, and I was in bed and all I could hear was my children in the living room watching, and it took me quite a while to work out what they were watching because I could just hear snippets, but it turned out they were watching the Christmas Chronicles, and it was something like the 15th of November. I was appalled, but I can understand it at the same time. So yeah, Edinburgh Christmas Market, yeah, it's good, especially if you're from out of town. I think it's probably quite good to come and see. But if you live here, it's a bit like the Fringe. People just tend to kind of, I think, quite avoid it quite a lot of the time. Love learning how to wear a kilt, and the history. Oh yeah, well there's two videos, weren't there? I kind of want to make a video where I do try on like the Great Kilt, the Philomore, which is the thing, which is what the original kilt came from. Weirdly, when I posted that kilt video up, the one about the history of the kilt, a lot of people got quite annoyed because they thought that the Romans invented the kilt or that the Egyptians invented the kilt. But the actual Scottish kilt, you can trace back to the 16th century, and it's a very different thing. It's the Philomore is a thing that wraps around you like a big blanket, and I'd love to try one of those on. But if anybody knows anyone who knows how to try one on, let me know. But that's something I'll maybe get around to, maybe do some kind of collaboration, or maybe get somebody in a kilt shop to show me how to wear it. Failing that, I'll try and improvise it myself. I think it's quite easy, relatively easy to do. I've seen a few videos from Andy the Highlander, so if you're looking for a video on how to wear the big kilt, the actual full-on kind of Outlander job, Andy the Highlander, look him up. Warm greetings from East Texas. I bet East Texas is warm as well. Robert Amity, also like Halloween story on Spooks. Yeah, Halloween's probably one of my favourite times of year, to be honest. His house is brother in the cellar, so he can have a say. I don't have a cellar. Hello from New York, Linda's World. New York is probably the place I most want to go in the world. C.W. Brown, Caroline, hello from Calgary, Canada. Big fan of all the Parker brothers. Thank you very much. My dear great granny's maiden name was McCreary. Yeah, That's a name I've heard a few times. Haven't seen James post in a bit unless you missed it, but his content is created slower. Yeah, well, James is because James is a lot of the things that James does these days are pretty massive. So I suppose it's to make a video means making a video of what he's up to, and it can take his projects can take quite a while, I suppose. The bigger they get, the more ambitious they get. I suppose that's the thing, isn't it? But when he releases something, it's always really interesting. He made a video about making a dovecot or a ducat, depending on where you're from. In Scotland, it would probably be a ducat, and it was really quite something. And it was one of the kind of longer videos he's done, and well worth a look. But yeah, it's quite difficult to kind of, I suppose, if you're making big projects, they tend to be longer form videos as well. Reba Gibbons, 17 degrees C in Arkansas. Don't tell my optician, but I think I need reading glasses. 8:15 in Scotland, Southland, New Zealand, and our temperature is 18 Celsius. That sounds positively balmy. Yeah. Good evening from Spain. Do one of the original kilt. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Just need to find out figure out a way to do it. So find somebody that actually deals in the original kilt, or because it's not something that people tend to hire out. So it tends to be it's always easier to try on the likes of the kind of, what is it called, the Philip Egg, the mini kilt, which is the one lots of people own, the one I own. You'll find that they're quite easy to hire out, so you tend to find that they're easy to get hold of. Beth O'Toole, Andy the Highlander's great. Yeah, he's got some really interesting content out there. He goes to some interesting places because he's a tour guide, and he was in Outlander as well, I believe. So yeah, some definitely a lot of knowledge there acquired over many years of being a tour guide, and actually lives like kind of dresses like somebody in the 18th century, I suppose, which is bound to be complicated on a daily basis. I've always wanted to go to Elandonnan Castle. Yes, so have I. I'm going to go there pretty soon, I think, and do kind of it won't be a massive video, but just a video about the actual castle itself. You see lots of kind of Instagram footage of the castle and kind of short footage of it, but nobody really tends to go into the actual history of it. So I'm going to do a little bit of a video about the history of it. What a lot of people don't know about Elandonnan Castle is it's not actually that old. The version that you can see, I believe, is it's either 1920s or 1930s. There was a castle there, and it's kind of been rebuilt over time. But what you can actually see is it's either 1920s or 1930s. I'm not quite sure. Don't put me on the spot. Do some still go full Monty the Kill I have? Couldn't possibly comment. James Barker Sculpture, I'm just a procrastinator. Don't put yourself down. That's what I'm here for. Mark McGraw author, the McRaes do some gatherings every so often. I'd love to see lots of Scotland. I still need to see more of Scotland, which is I suppose why I'm doing this whole thing. I realised that I'm kind of taking a year to do it. Originally it was 10 months. Now I'm going to do the year of YouTube and see where we are at the end of the year. But I realised that I've not covered that much ground. There's still so much that I've got to see, and even after a year, I'm never going to have been able to have seen all of it because there's just so much. Barbara Ridings, hi James. Bit of James love there, that's good. don't not too much though, because it'll go to his head. Takes about 8 yards of material to make a proper cut. It does indeed. How did you fare during the big storm, Haggy Lady? Which big storm was that? Oh, I suppose there was the storm that I went the tail end of. I can't remember the name of it now. We started naming storms here now, which is an entirely new thing. The meteorological office never had the power to name things, but now they do, and they've gone a bit wild with it. But I can't remember the name of that one. But Storm Babette, maybe it was. When I was in North Berwick, so I did the North Berwick Witch Trials one, and I did a short just before that, and it showed a little bit of the storm damage. You can see if you look closely in the short There's actually it's not on YouTube, it's on other channels because there's no words in it. But there's actually a missing section of Harbour Wall because basically got swept away by Storm Babette. London's World, Scotland is the one place in the world I want to go. Can't argue with that. Do you want to go to New York City or upstate, where's more country? The city can be interesting to visit, but I would not want to live there. Yeah, I suppose it's a bit like London, isn't it? I love going to London, but I wouldn't fancy living there for any length of time. But I mean, it's handy that you're kind of close to one of the biggest, or one of the most kind of cutting edge cities in the world, I suppose is what I mean. But yeah, I'd love to go to New York City just because of growing up, I suppose, in a time where it's all about kind of, you grew up with American TV and films, and New York was always kind of central to that, so I suppose that's why I just love to go there. There's lots of other places I'd love to go to in America as well. I'd love to do the Tartan Day thing in New York, but I'd also love to go up and down the kind of the West Coast as well, so San Francisco, the Big Sur looks amazing, but yeah, kind of California and stuff. There's so many places that I'd love to go to. I get quite easily distracted as well. Stephen Oren, I would love to wear a kilt, but I would end up looking like Tartan Bunting round a hot tub. I kind of feel a bit like that myself, to be honest. Kilts are funny because they're one thing that actually they're very flattering. It's as long as you're not like me and you're trying to squeeze yourself into one that you got sort of 15 years ago, they do tend to be very flattering to kind of any body shape, to be honest. They're just the way because they're fitted to you, I suppose. And also, if you're wearing the old-fashioned one, it's kind of wrapped around you, so it's not tailored exactly like the kind of newer ones are. It's more just fits you the way you put it on. DC Lily, hi James. The journey's the destination. It's true. Barbara Aidens, yeah, 45 watching, 49 watching. That's mental. It's getting busy. Now I'm gonna have to disappear in about kind of 7 or 8 minutes because I'm due to go over to the other place. I'm doing a Facebook Live. I don't know if YouTube will hear me say that and get annoyed. I'm doing a Facebook Live at 7:30. So if you're around on Facebook, you can always jump over there as well. Maybe you should do a Scottish Guy Visits New York series of videos. Somebody's already done that, actually. There's a guy called Sean who's done a few kind of... He seems to go to America quite a lot. But yes, if I do go to New York, I will definitely be doing Scottish Guy Visits New York style videos. Just to kind of see what it's like. I mean, be mad not to film it. Would be mad not to film the Tartan Day Parade as well if we wind up over there. I say we, I'm going to drag other people with me if I go. Would be a great excuse for a vacation to NYC. Oh well. Or a working holiday maybe. Alice Gamble, hello. Beautiful day in Winnipeg, Canada. Awesome. A lot earlier than it is here as well. You have daylight still there as well, I would imagine. North Texas. Stay away from San Francisco. It's not like it used to be. Dangerous. My brother and sister, in fact, two of my brothers and my sister, in fact no, one brother and one sister have been to San Francisco recently, and I think they quite liked it. But yeah, I think I would imagine the money and things that are there now has probably changed things. What was I going to talk about? What am I up to? So we've got a video about porridge coming out, more cooking videos. That's kind of coming out at some point this week. I've got to finish filming it. There'll be another video about the necropolis in Glasgow, which is like Glasgow's city of the dead. It's quite a short video. I'm also going to make a video about Scotland's answers to Nostradamus, a guy called the Bran Seer, and that's up in the Black Isle. You may have heard about a sheep that got rescued, apparently, up there somewhere, and it is that kind of area of the world. Black Isle is weird because it's not black and it's not isle, but it's called Black Isle, and it's up in the kind of the northeast of Scotland on the Cromarty Firth, which apparently looks amazing. So I'm going to go make a video about him. Also going to do a road trip video. So you probably all probably most people have heard of the North Coast 500, which is the route that goes right around the top of Scotland. I am going to go and do the Southwest Coastal 300, sorry, which isn't as snappy a title, and it's probably not one people have heard of as much, but maybe just to kind of give it a little bit of publicity, because that's where I'm from, so the Southwest Coast. And there's some really cool places down there, so just to kind of showcase that a little bit, I'm going to go down there. It's also an excuse to go on a bit of a road trip before I get rid of my car, and yeah, just kind of I'll go and kind of visit some of my favourite places and do a bit of a video on that. What else? I think that's pretty much what I'm working on at the moment. But porridge is one that we're doing food-wise. There may be other things like potato scones, cranachan. There's obviously got videos coming up about Christmas, how Christmas was cancelled in Scotland for a long time, and Hogmanay, seasonal things as well, obviously coming up too. Kathleen Dillon, perhaps you could do a video about the crofters being removed and replaced. Oh yeah, so that's the Highland clearances, I suppose. Your great grandfather was a crofter near Cooperfife. There were lowland clearances as well, I suppose. That it's not quite as widely known, but pretty much everything got replaced by sheep. I have got some wild hair today. You're right. I've got wild hair every day. Let's be honest. I'm just glad I've still got it. Wendy Larry King, hi again from Northwest Florida. Hello. Hope it's nice and warm there as well. It will be. Ruth Smith, been away from Aberdeen for 30 years, but it's still home. Glad I found your channel. Thank you very much. Medieval Maiden, hi from Newcastle. Hello. Hag Lady, would love to see the Southwest Coast 300. Good stuff. I'm going to do it anyway. It's an excuse. I can go and stay at my mum's. I'll be well fed. I did actually try and make a video about it about 2 years ago, and my microphone broke. I was at Turnberry, or these days as it's known, Trump Turnberry. It was a very fancy golf club these days. It was kind of, used to be in a state of disrepair, but it's all been kind of fixed up. It looks amazing. But I went to see the iconic kind of Turnberry lighthouse. And what I didn't realise is it's actually in the middle of the ruin of the castle that Robert the Bruce was supposedly born in, which was pretty cool. So I was blown away by that, but I didn't realise that I'd broken my microphone and all you could hear was wind noise and stuff. So we'll fix that and we'll go and make a video about that and other places and things. I'll take you to a tropical garden that's actually in the southwest of Scotland because of the Gulf Stream and just the way it works. It's freezing, but there are palm trees. Ruth Smith used to holiday in Kirkcudbright as a kid. Oh, there you go. You know the area well. That was Logan Gardens I was talking about. Thomas the Rhymer would be an interesting story. Tatty scones, yes. Tatty scones. Just an excuse to make them, basically. Caroline, you're well fed at the moment. Cheeky. It's true. I'm well fed all the time, let's be honest. I'm becoming too well fed. I'm doing a 10k next Saturday for November. I'm not with a moustache, but yeah, I need to get rid of some of this. Anyway, I'm gonna have to disappear. Port Logan, yes, not well. Gonna need to disappear, and I'll be jumping over to Facebook. So if you're around on there, I'll see you there. But it's been as always, fun chatting. Competition. So if you want to be involved in the competition, obviously, as I say, give it a share. Tell me you've shared it on the original post. Tell me what you want, and Caroline will figure out how to randomly select a winner, and we'll announce it in a live feed next Sunday night. Okay, been fun as always. I'm going to disappear. Have a good Sunday. Cheers.